Is your life hard? Do you, in the morning when you wake up, feel exhausted, dreading the day that's coming ahead? Then there's a high probability you are in too much game and not enough play in your life. And I'm going to tell you how to solve that. Hi, my name is Dr. Assael Romanelli, and this is The Potential State. And today we're going to talk about play as the lube of life. So what is the difference between game and play? Game is a set of rules with boundaries, what you do get, what you don't get, how you play the game. Think of chess, Monopoly, football, mortgage, your job description, your job in general, your career, parenting, your life. Your life is one big game. And there's a certain way to do things, and if you do this, you get that, and if you don't, you get the other. That's game. So what is play? Play is a state of mind. It's a state of being. There is no point. There is no goal. Much like the episode of Potential State. So when my daughter Lila plays with her dolls and calls them her babies, she can play that for hours. There's no point. There's no rules. She can do whatever she wants. She can go wherever she wants. Altman describes play as the experience of different self-states connected to different parts of myself. Flexibility in my perception of myself and the other, and that enables richer relationship. First of all with myself, with the perception of my life, and the relationships around me. I would define play as any behavior, action, or thought that it has more than one dimension, that requires a softening of the perception of reality, requires imagination, requires silliness, requires not taking yourself, the other, or the world too seriously. And if you do that, as Nachmanovich says, the game becomes free play. What will you lose if you start being more playful in your life? You might get ridiculed. You might lose some status because it's a one down, because you're curious, because you're open. People might take you less seriously. You might be less confident. You might seem less authoritative. But what will you gain? Freedom and fun and collaboration and vitality and curiosity and adventure and letting go of control, of being surprised. Just like when you're backpacking in South America and you're so open to coincidences, when you're putting some play in the world, you're putting something unexpected, some silliness, some question marks where there are exclamation points in your life. You're more forgiving to yourself and to others. And life isn't that fatal. Not everything is so dramatic. And the people around you are just going to like you more because you like people that are playful. And I just want to say that everything is softer, funner, easier, more bearable, and better with play. I want to give you a few examples. Yesterday, I was at the coffee shop with my son, and we ordered him ice chocolate. And they asked for the name so they could announce it. And his name is Tzach, and I usually just say Tzach, but this time I said King Tzach. And the worker at the coffee shop was like, "What?" I said, "King Tzach. He's a king." And for that moment, the worker smiled. And when it was time, he gave me the coffee. I said, "Do you mind announcing it?" And then he said, "King Tzach." And for that one moment, whoever heard that, and the worker, and my son, we all stepped up a little bit. Our perception of reality was a little bit more soft, a little bit more playful. Everyone smiled. I think that's why people love being around, adults like being around little kids, because kids are always in play. Another example at work in the clinic, I was doing a family therapy session where the two adult children were hammering their adult mom who was in her 70s, how she's not doing this and she's not doing that. There was a lot of pain in the room. And suddenly I just wanted to make a coalition with the mother, and instead of just saying, "I hear you," I was like, "Don't you think your mom would rather be in a guided tour of France with the whole retirement home, fantasizing about the 43-year-old tour guide named Hans?" And suddenly I went on this whole playful monologue of the 10 different things their mom would rather do than hear their complaints and babysit their kids 24/7. And all three of them suddenly laughed. It was like a release of energy. And suddenly the game of therapy, the game of their life became a little bit more playful. And then another example, me and Galit, when one of us suddenly feels a little bit playful, he'll do a little dance move. And the first thing we say to each other when one starts to dance is more, bigger. Bring that a little bit more playful. Do it a little bit more crazy. So instead of just doing a movement, take that spoon and make it a little bit more funky. That's just a little bit of play. It just makes everything a bit softer. And obviously with parenting, using lots of different code words and playful thing and counting steps and doing different voices. The list is endless. And even this episode, right? Doing it live, which means I can't take myself too seriously. And if I'm going to make a mistake, I'm going to have to fix it and make it a little bit of playfulness and be forgiving to myself. So play is the lube of life. And a few tips, how can you do that more? First of all, stop taking yourself or life too seriously. They're both going to end soon. So how would you rather spend your life? More happy, more playful, or more serious? I don't think on your deathbed you'll wish, I wish I was more serious. Practice being a little bit silly from time to time. My brother-in-law likes to wear funky, he has fun. In his suit he has little funky socks or a little funky shirt. Try to do a little bit of silliness in your life. Add some silliness, just a little bit. Then choose a relationship that you want to try to actively be more silly with them. You can even share within this episode so you have common language. Expect in the beginning a little bit of resistance, especially if you're not playful in your day-to-day encounters, because people are used to you being very, very serious. So in the beginning, they're going to either not understand or say, I don't understand, trying to kind of help you go back to what they know, the serious you. But in the beginning, a little bit of resistance, but then they're going to open up. And how do you know they're opening up? They're adding their own playfulness. So when the coffee shop person said King Tsach and he smiled, it was his cue of saying, I got it. I've entered play as well. We're both in potential state. Parenting. Kids are born with an unlimited pass to playland. Our job as parents is to give them more and more credit in that pass. How do we do that? By modeling play. By modeling play, we're saying, hey, play is so important, I'm even doing it. They need to see that play is not just for kids. They need to understand that play is the lube of life. In Sanskrit, Laila means the play of the divine play. One of the reasons we called our daughter Laila is because we wanted to really embed that concept, that value, that God is playful. And we want to remind ourselves, and Laila and Tsach, that life is full of play. In the beginning, it's going to be weird, but over time, play will become the new standard, and play will be the new life. My name is Dr. Assael Romanelli, and this was The Potential State. I'll see you next time.